personas, internet personas we hide behind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Cottage here, and in today's video, welcome back to another video. If you're new here and you do not know who I am, hey, hello, I'm Dolly and I. I make gaming content here on my YouTube channel. Scroll back to all my content, see if you feel like it, and maybe like and subscribe if you wish. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. Hey y'all, episode 1 is mainly about the introductions to the Sims involved, and the introduction to the challenge itself. So there will be timestamps on the screen right now for the introduction to the Sims and introduction to the challenge. Anyways, continuing with the video. First of all, I'd like to talk about my challenge, the story, and the rules for the challenge. So this is the Cottage challenge. Note that there could be some triggering things in these generations, so when you see a TW, try with caution. Here's the information about the challenge. This is a story-based challenge similar to Whimsy Legacy and the Not So Berry challenge. You are allowed to cheat, sometimes, unless the story says not to do so. Some allowed cheats are like building cheats, getting Sims unstuck, and money cheats, so forth. Some generations for the storyline. If you do the challenge, please mention it to me. I would love to see it and would love some feedback. Which you can mention it to me through via Twitter or via Discord. Discord is more preferred. So remember, join the Discord. For story purposes, please keep the previous gen in the home until the story says something about the grandparent, previous gen dying or leaving. So for example, you have Generation 1, they're an elder. Generation 2, you cannot move out. They all have to stay in the same home. Generation 1 still has to live with Generation 2, again, in the same home, up until that Generation 1 dies and the other one moves out. You can move your lover in at any point, by the way, in Generation 1. I changed this earlier. The rules were wait till 2 weeks to move your lover in. But then I changed it up and I said you can move your lover in at any point in Generation 1. Here we are in the story section of Generation 1. Generation 1, Chapter 1, New Beginnings. You didn't grow up in the best situation ever. You weren't homeless growing up, but you were poor. Your mother and father weren't the greatest either. There would be constant fighting between them, and you were just sort of there, silent as ever. As soon as you were able to move out, you found some perfect land, perfect for building, perfect for a fresh start, perfect for you and your future. You promised yourself that you wouldn't treat your children or your lover the way that your parents did, and you stuck to it. You started out with nothing but a tent and a planter. You always had a dream of living in a cozy cottage, but was never able to. That is, until you started an amazing garden. You would stay day and night tending to your garden until finally you were selling your vegetables and making money. People will look at your garden and think, wow, what a garden. It's so big. Like literally, it's huge. You would also go fishing at least once every week or more to get food or to sell it because it helped in your situation. On one of your trips and getting some fish, you meet a nice looking partner, which in the post it says man, woman, other. You didn't know what came over you, but you two just sort of clicked. Your heart was so happy around them, even though you two never met. You struck a conversation and knew that they were the one. They moved in with you after knowing you for 2 sim weeks. Can be longer if you decide, or it can be shorter if you decide. Eventually, they helped with the garden, fishing, building the cottage of your dream. And your dream just sort of happened. You were so happy. You two fell in love, had kids of your own, and, most importantly, kept your promise to yourself and never fought with them. That is the story of Generation 1. Here we land in the rules and goals of Generation 1. Start out with a tent and a planter, only $14 in your pocket. So when you load into the world, you are going to buy a tent and you are going to buy a planter. That goes without saying. You can also place like greenery around. So if you want to place trees, bushes, what have you, you can go ahead and do that. But at the end of doing that, you have to immediately cheat your money to $14. Never fight with your children or your lover. Have an amazing big garden. Go fishing at least once a week or more. Meet a partner of your dreams or you're fishing. After 2 sim weeks or more or less, have them move in. Have them help around the gardening, the fishing, the building. Master the gardening, handiness, and the fishing skill. This is a bonus if you master cooking and the flower skill. I forgot what it's called. Don't get animals in Generation 1. Have a great relationship with everyone you meet, unless they are mean first, of course. Have a max relationship with your lover and children. Get all toddler skills to level 3 at least. Be in the freelance career or be in the gardening career, because there is a little bit of an issue with the freelance career at the moment, so you can work your way around it and go into the gardening career. A sim who was able to give birth is recommended. Eco living and cottage living is also recommended. If you don't have a tent in your game, you can just place a bed down. Do not keep any of the money that your lover brings in. That is optional. I do need to put that in parentheses, that is optional. So those are the rules for Generation 1. At this point, I think it is important that I talk about the mods that I am using during this challenge. I am using a mod called MC Command Center. This will help me be able to just change their outfits, and if I really need to, change their needs, moodlets, stuff like that. I am also using a mod called Talents and Weaknesses. This mod allows your sim to have a talent and some skill. Like, for example, Mariana has a skill in charisma. She will be able to gain that skill, like get skill points in that setting faster than others. And when it comes to other things, like you see here, apparently in this, she's not the best with parenting. But of course, I changed up the talents and I changed up the weaknesses a little bit to fit her personality to how I liked it. I'm also rolling with the Woohoo and Wellness mod. This mod allows me to mess with the pregnancy system in the game, and I believe it also lets me mess around with the WTDs in my sims. This just adds a little bit of realism to the game. There is some downsides to this mod, as in there is a potential that my sim can have a miscarriage with this mod, and there is a potential that my sim will have a permanent WTD unless I go to the cheat module and remove it. So those are the mods I'm kind of rolling with here, just so y'all know. I actually was about to end the video, but then, hello, I'm editing here, so of course I remembered I'm rolling with another mod. It's called the Pose Player mod. It doesn't really do anything other than just pose my sims in the way I want to for my thumbnails or what have you. Anyways, that's the end of talking about my mods.
We all got internet personas we hide behind.